Police Department, and I've been here for 25 years. So when I was in 8th grade, actually had an opportunity at the school that I was going to do a career day with a friend or a family member, and chose a close family friend who was a police sergeant. So I did a ride along in 8th grade, and really since that point I was kind of hooked on the job. I could see that it was a career where you really had an ability to make a difference in people's lives, and I also kind of like every day is different, and it is different. So really that's what drew me to thinking about wanting to get into law enforcement. I did have the opportunity to be our detective sergeant as well. So one of the biggest changes with that is managing the caseloads then for our investigators. And again, coming into work knowing you kind of have an idea of what the day might bring until it obviously brings something different, because different calls for service come in. But knowing what cases are out there and how to manage and prioritize those, there are certain situations where maybe something comes in from a constituent of one of our city councilmen that's important. And that's the great thing about working here and working in that capacity is that we can address quality of life issues, which is, I think, we're really fortunate as a municipality to work and live in such a great community where we can focus on quality of life issues. So I think in those investigations positions, there's an opportunity there to focus on some of those problems that come in through whether it's through a citizen call or whether it's through an elected official, to be able to focus on what people perceive the problems to be, and then to help address those. So we are so fortunate to have a large number of community resources here. We partner with the Association for Individual Development, which is it's a local organization that helps us from a social services standpoint. They are able to talk with people who may be in crisis, maybe people who are experiencing issues with narcotics. Maybe it's mental health situations that people are going through. Life is difficult right now, so to be able to have that type of organization to come in that has specialty workers who can place people or send people in the right direction is huge. There's resources that are available through our state's attorney's office. There are other resources that are available through Kane County has a contact number where you can call and get resources as well. So there's ample resources, which is fantastic. We also have a chaplain program here where if people are seeking some assistance from a spiritual standpoint, that's an option as well. Yeah, so handling narcotics is one of those things that you've really got to be cautious with. And we do training, ongoing training on an annual basis. You've got to be wearing the proper protective equipment, whether that's latex gloves, that's at a minimum. If it's a substance like fentanyl, where it could be airborne, we have P100 particulate masks that our officers are required to wear. And then we're always using the buddy system when we're dealing with something that may be hazardous, really hazardous to our officers, so that if there's a situation where an officer maybe becomes exposed, there's another officer there to be able to help them. We do have Narcan. We carry Narcan in situations where whether we're administering that to somebody who may be in an overdose situation, or whether it's one of our officers. Fortunately, that's never happened here, but it could be one of our officers maybe that is accidentally exposed, and then again that buddy system comes into play. But training is significant, and it's important for our officers to understand what they're dealing with. So our officers are protected from narcotics, specifically when they're handling narcotics, from the various PPE protective measures that we give to them, whether it's latex gloves or it could be N95 or P100 masks. What we tell our officers though is if they're really not sure what they're dealing with, take your time, and it's okay to remove yourself from a situation, to maybe try to better assess what you're dealing with. Because obviously, when you're dealing with some of these substances, particularly the ones that can go airborne, they can be a huge risk, not only to our officers, but really anybody that may be within that area. So training, again, is key. Training is key in everything we do in law enforcement, and particularly with narcotics and the handling of narcotics, it's a priority from a safety standpoint. So it's something we do with frequency. So the standard procedures when dealing with narcotics would be, again, safety first. So it would be trying to first recognize what is it that that we're dealing with here. What is this substance? What is this product? So trying to identify what it is that you're dealing with, and then at that point you can use those protective measures. Again, whether it's just putting on some latex gloves and a mask. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's 3M suit, which we do provide as well. It really just depends on being able to identify what narcotic you're dealing with, and then to take those measures, for protecting yourself and those around us. Because that's the other thing. If you're in a situation where there's other people, you're going to want to remove them, from the area again, especially if you don't know what it is that you're dealing with. So I think safety is always first, and then again, it's safely collecting. There are packaging methods that we use depending on what the substance is, because obviously it's going to come back to our police department. It's going to be stored somewhere, so it has to also be packaged in a safe manner as well.